It's round 3 of my like Twisted Wonderland inspired character design challenge series, I guess. This time I wanted to tackle We Bare Bears because We Bare Bears is adorable and I love it, and I love these bears. uh, for Grizzly, I wanted this character to be a lot more like, because he's the big brother of the trio, so he's gotta be kind of like strong and like always like there to take care of his brothers. I think I've named him Greer. Greer is like really defensive of his brothers, and while he's not the brightest and he can have a bit of a temper, I think the times that he usually gets the angriest would be in defense of them because they are his world and he cares about them deeply. I wanted his design to be a little bit more masculine, strong, outdoorsy kind of vibes. That's why I went with like the almost Pacific Northwest garb that I see everywhere around here in Washington. You got the jacket, you got the flannel, you got the t-shirt and jeans. Like, can't go wrong with that. I think his design turned out really cute. I really enjoy this one. I think out of the 3 designs that I do, because I am doing all 3 bears, this will be a little bit of a longer video than my other 2. I think Greer's design might be my favorite of the 3, even though Ice Bear is my favorite bear. I think I capture the vibe of like the big dependable older brother, because he is dependable. He's not like perfect, but he's dependable. I really like the layered look for this outfit that I gave him. I think it has a lot of good textures going in it. I'm pretty happy with it, especially when I like render the flannel in later. Grizzly is like all brown, so I played mostly with browns, a little bit of orange, and blacks and grays, obviously, which are neutrals. Like, can't go wrong with neutrals. Made him a little tanner because I thought that he's outdoorsy, out and about, you know, it fit the vibe. I wanted his hair to be kind of messy. Like, he doesn't put a lot of effort into his appearance. He looked like clean, collected, but like also kind of messy. The ripped jeans. I put a gradient on the jacket to kind of give it a little bit of life. You'll see a lot with my character designs. I'm a big fan of subtle gradients. You don't always see them when you just look at it, especially when it's fully shaded afterwards, but they make so much difference in a character design for me. Just a subtle gradient. It doesn't have to be too crazy. I put them over everything. The hair, the jacket, I put them on the pants too for this particular character. Whenever something just looks a little too flat, especially since I have a very flat rendering style, gradient. Gradient always saves it. It never looks bad. It's a good way to add a little bit of color too if you have like a solid piece that's just kind of monochrome. Just a little slight color gradient looks so good. I hate rendering flannel. I did it manually. I probably could have just like stolen a texture from somewhere, but it looks fine. It worked. And then you only see part of the shirt in this render, so if I were doing this for like an actual comic and had to draw this character over and over again, I would like not do this because that would make me hate myself. Here's a tip from someone who has posted a comic, like a weekly comic before. Make your characters simple. For my comic, my main character had wings. I wanted to kill myself. So yeah, but for just an illustration rendering, the flannel looks nice, and the way I rendered it, I think it turned out good. Yeah. I think in the end the character has a lot of really good balance. I think the color, the values, the proportions, all of it really, it's a solid character. I'm pretty happy actually with how this one all turned out. For the like side portraits, since they don't have any like props for their abilities, I kind of just want to show a range of expressions, which is usually what I do on the side for a character sheet. Just showing different faces that they could be making, especially like again if this were for a comic, that would be more important for me. This is just more just an illustration character design challenge. It doesn't matter as much, but it's still good to portray your characters in different ways that you would end up ultimately drawing them. Yeah, on the topic, for like a power or ability, because for this series I've been wanting to like have one defining power for all the characters I design based on like their abilities from the show that they're based off of. I think for all three bears, I decided, because the most iconic thing I think about We Bear Bears is the way the three of them stack. So I'm trying to think, for human characters based off of these bears, how do you like do something like that or represent something like that? So I was thinking maybe they have like gravity manipulation ability, so they could like make themselves lighter and kind of like very agile and floaty, so they could like like jump around and stand on top of each other or something. I don't know. But that's my thought process. Like gravitation, they could kind of like float, or like on the moon where you can like jump really like effortlessly. That's the thought process. That's what I'm going for. You can tell me in the comments if you have a better idea for an ability for these guys. But that's what I've come up with. That's what I'm leaning towards. Yeah. I don't know how you make, because I'm thinking like cheerleaders, right? Those are the only types of like human people you would see standing on top of each other. Not that bears stand on top of each other either, but like the cartoon is a much more like compact art style, so they stack so nicely. It's almost like Tsum Tsums. They're just good stack size. Yeah, so I'm thinking gravitational manipulation for like their own like weight or the effect of gravity. It could also like go the opposite, make it really heavy and sturdy. Like even like the bottom of it would be more like I'm planted, and the other two could just like jump on top of their shoulders. I don't know. That's where my thought process went. Yeah, so finished Greer, out onto my next character, who's based off of Panda. I decided to name him Polly. I'm going for kind of a little bit otaku chuny, because obviously Panda's a big nerd and we love him for that. For Polly, I wanted him to be very tired, but also just very kind of sweet. So I went a little in on the tired. Maybe I just resonated with that too much. Nerdy and tired. But I think for his design, I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. I think if I were to draw him again, like in an illustration or just in any reason I were to revisit this character design, I would remove the design from the shirt. I think with the black stripes on the hair combined with kind of the two-tone hoodie, it just is a little cluttered in that area of the design. Like I think the little sakura blossom is cute on the shirt, but yeah, I think it just is a little much. I don't think it's necessary. Just having a plain pink shirt would look just fine. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how Polly's design turned out. I think he looks cute. I think of the three designs, his is probably my least favorite. Which, it's not that I don't like it, obviously. I still like how this design turned out. Yeah, I think it's mostly just the detail on the shirt. I wish I maybe wouldn't have included that. It's just a little too cluttered. But, yeah. I think I went for like hoodie, I went for like sweatpants, very comfy. I want him to be just kind of tired but vibing. He is passionate. You can get real passionate about the things that he's interested in. He's very sweet and like I feel like he's the kind of character that like if you hurt him, both brothers would come to his defense and be like, how dare you? How dare you make Polly cry, right? It's just, he's sweet, he's likable, and yeah. Uh, much like the original trio, they're adopted brothers, like they're not blood brothers. So I decided not to hold myself to like making them look reminiscent of each other because there's no need. Yeah. The hair was probably the most challenging part for this design because I wanted to include like the black and the white from the panda patterning. And so I decided to go with the 2 black stripes because I was thinking like the ears, the eye circles, you kind of have that like the 2 pairing. That's kind of what I thought going for it. I like it. I think, yeah, it just looks a little, you lose a little bit because of the clutteredness of the shirt. But if you remove that, especially if you just had him in like a plain t-shirt or just the hoodie with a pink shirt, it would look better. But I think the longer hair looks cute, and I have in a second when I pull up the additional portraits, I have one with him with his hair tied up in a ponytail, and I think that looks really cute. I think guys in ponytails is a thing we need to see just more in media in general. I think I stand for more guys with ponytails. I think, let me know if you agree. More long hair guys with ponytails, please. I think the black stripe, when you pull it back into the ponytail, looks really cool. I think that makes the design more interesting than just having it down. But also, I think, based on his character and personality, he'd probably wear it down a lot because, like, he rocks with the, like, I just rolled out of bed and this is how I look, deal with it kind of vibe. For the second portrait, I pulled more into the, like, just perpetually tired, but, like, happy. He does have the bags under his eyes because he, you know, I want, this is, like, I feel this in my soul. I also have bags just constantly under my eyes because I don't sleep. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this character design turned out, too. It's hard having it next to Greer on the sheet because I just like Greer's design a lot. I'm really, really happy with how that one turned out. So I'm like trying not to like judge them, but also that you would be always seeing them next to each other, so it's hard not to. I think that's really something to keep in mind with character design too. When you have characters that will be seen next to each other all the time, it is important to have them look good together. Because you can have 2 really awesome character designs in isolation, and then you put them next to each other and they just do not mesh well. They contrast weirdly. I don't know. I've seen it in other shows. I can't think of any examples off the top of my head. I wish I could. If I think of one in post, I'll throw it in. But yeah, I think something to think about in character design for sure. Yeah, you see, even when I'm rendering out the portraits before, with just the pink shirt where you don't see the design at all, I just think it looks better. I wish I'd left that out. For Ice Bear, I decided my character would be named Snow. Keep it simple. On brand, Snow. I wanted him because Ice Bear is strong. He's very the strong silent type. I decided to keep that trait kind of. Snow's very doesn't have a whole lot to say. When he does say it though, I want it to be like very just flat and like monotone, like yep, that's how it is. He's also, I wanted him to be a little bit more like the athletic one of the 3. I think like more physically capable of the 3 of them. I think, and he would be the most like with the gravity powers or whatever, the most agile and like take advantage of it, that I suppose. I wanted to keep his design a little bit simpler, so I ended up just going with the t-shirt and jeans, and like just a necklace to put a little bit of extra detail there, just so it's not completely plain. I decided to go with the slides because I don't know, it just fit the vibe, right? Sometimes you just gotta go with the vibe. I think while he kind of like Polly, I don't think Snow takes a whole lot of actually I don't think any, all three of them I don't think would put a whole lot of care or effort into their appearance. But I think of the three of them, Snow would probably always be the one that's more eye-catching and like the girls would swoon over even though he's like not trying, right? He's just kind of got the natural charisma that the other two don't, and the other two would be jealous over. But he himself just does not care and would just ignore all of them because because he would. I wanted to go for like white hair, but I also didn't want to just go pure white, so I kind of just went more silver, and I think I'm pretty happy with that. I wanted him paler. Originally I was thinking maybe going like full albinism, but then I kind of decided to pull off of that a little bit and just have him be pale. But that's why I went more with the red eyes. That was my thought process. So, maybe mild albinism. I don't know. I assume you could have varying degrees of it. I'll have to look that up later. Just curious. Because it's just a lack of pigmentation. And the reason, fun fact, the reason people with albinism have red eyes is because with the lacking of pigment in the iris, you're actually seeing blood vessels from the back of the eye. That's why they look red. But yeah, fun fact. I wanted to keep the outfit simple, just blue jeans, t-shirt. I had to show a little bit of the midriff because I just kind of like guys with ponytails. Need more guys showing the midriff, just a small little bit to tease. It's like how the guys obsess over with the girls with the like knee-high stockings and the little bit of like pudginess that like at the top of this tight. The guys with the midriff, it's the same thing, right? It's just like really, for whatever reason, that's just really hot and you gotta go with it. Yeah. Drawing Ice Bear smiling, or not Ice Bear, drawing Snow smiling, it makes him look so smug. And even the like sarcastic, surprised expression. He looks so smug. It wasn't really my intention, but I really like it, so I'm going with it. I think he turned out super cute. I'm pretty happy with him. just the blank face, like when you have the kind of kudere trope with just the like blank expression but like mimicking or acting emotion, I think it's such a funny trope. I really like it. I don't know why. Or there's like clearly no actual like expressive emotion behind it, but they're like puppeting that. I don't know. Tell me if that makes sense, because I think it's really funny. I enjoy it. I think of like Yotsugi from Monogatari, just a like very like expressive but also no emotion. That's kind of where I'm going for. Yeah, but this was my three designs all next to each other. That said, I put them all next to each other and I looked at Snow and I went, nope, it's too simple. I have to add something. The other two just have more detail going on. His character design looked too basic. I don't know. So I went back in after I had finished all of it. I recorded all the time lapse. I saved the file and I went, nope, I can't leave it. I gotta go back. So I went back and then I gave him a coat. Just like a big and a puffy winter coat. And it took a design that I was already pretty happy with, and now I'm like super happy with it. Like I'm anything that I was kind of meh about his design to begin with, fixed with a big poofy coat. So 10 out of 10 recommend. If you are like not completely satisfied, you can go back to it. You can always go back and just make the change. And I'm happy I did. Again, subtle color gradient. Just a little bit of saturated blue of the same value as the gray that I used. Just throw that on top. Adds so much more interest to the design. I don't know. Subtle color gradients do so much work. 100%. 10 out of 10 recommend them. Yeah. After I added the coat to the to the design, I feel like all three of them just are very cohesive with each other. I think they all match. I think the designs look really great, and I'm really happy with all of them. I think they turned out super cute. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I'm super happy with it. I think they turned out exactly how I wanted them to. The exception of just removing the design from Polly's shirt, I don't think I'd really change anything else at this point. I fixed the coat on Snow. I think they look super cute. I had so much fun. This is a little bit longer one because it's got 3 characters, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I super enjoyed it. And I'm still loving this series. I plan to keep making more. So hopefully you guys enjoy it also and will stick around. Let me know if you have any shows that you think would be fun to try. I'm definitely interested. I have a couple that I'm thinking of that I have like some designs swirling around in my head right now. So stick around, look forward to it. I'm definitely gonna keep putting more of these out. But till then, I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.